Sup all, it's Dogman. Megabonk is not gonna win Game of the Year. I know. Clickbait, I'm sorry. It's gonna win Game of the Century. This game has it all, baby. It has gambling, it has infinite scaling, and it even has unfair boss battles. But the end boss is you. I didn't think I'd spend 2 weeks chasing godhood in a game with naming conventions on the same intellectual level as Skibbity Toilet. At a basic level, Megabonk is a roguelike, where you explore a map on foot while enemies spawn around you. Your character automatically attacks these enemies, so don't worry, you don't have to aim. You power up through runs via leveling, chests, and shrines. Completing a run allows you to unlock higher difficulty and challenges. There's currently 2 maps with 3 tiers, both with end bosses after you reach the end of Tier 3. There's a leaderboard in game to show you who has the highest kills, but as of recording, it's broken. When you first play Megabonk, you'll have 2 characters unlocked, Fox and Sir Oofy. Fox is a furry who infinitely stacks luck, and Sir Oofy gains 1% armor every single level, and is a canonical cuck. But that delves into the lore of this game, and I refuse to believe any of the lore actually matters. We're fighting scorpion ussies with slutty rockets, for God's sake. After a few rounds, you'll quickly notice 2 things. Holy shit, this game is addicting, and holy shit, this game is hard. Megabonk does something incredibly unique, yet it's surprising that no one's tried it yet. At a base level, they took Vampire Survivors, made it 3D, and gave the game shrines and bosses like in Risk of Rain 2, which, as it turns out, the unholy creation of those 2 games sells 1 million copies and creates a highly addictive dopaminergic chemical reaction in your brain. So much so that you'll end up a willing participant of self-torture. For example, the game gives you quests to do, either giving you rewards to permanently buff your character, or helping you unlock more characters and utility for future runs. Noticing the unlock requirements for the Chaos Tome was my biggest regret. You need to find and complete every single shrine on all 3 stages, without leaving the zone even for a moment. By the way, shrine count on each map is completely random. This agonizing challenge has ruined many of my runs, but it was all worth it. Yes! In the name of the Chaos Tome. Speaking of tomes, let's talk about them. When you start, you get 2 tomes and weapon slots. As you progress, you'll get up to 4 for each. The idea being to create as synergistical a build as possible. Generally, you can make most builds work, as long as you get lucky. As with all roguelikes, luck is the name of the game. Obviously, playing well can pay off, but the greedier you are, the more you will feel the consequences of your vice. For example, if I want to run a build that should theoretically do well in the end game, that should also mean early game, I will get shit on. So, pressing boss shrines and difficulty totems is going to fuck me in the ass, usually sooner rather than later. The fun of this game is balancing that risk to reward ratio. Should I build less tanky early game so that my end game looks incomprehensible? Or do I want to build health tomes to help me survive a difficult challenge? The possibilities are endless. My favorite build that I've done involves Dice Head. Dice Head has a unique passive. The Gamba passive results in Dice Head gaining a completely random stat every single level, which means you have a 1 in 30 chance to get the stat you want. On top of that, his primary weapon is a dice, which at the start has a 1 in 6 chance to crit. And when you do, it increases the dice's crit chance by 1%. And like a normal person, I thought, that's not random enough. So I decided to revolve my build around the Chaos Tome, which also gives you a random stat every time you upgrade it. Bear in mind, those random shrines we talked about earlier have 3 different selections to choose from when you find them. That means the random shrines around the map have better odds of giving me a stat I want than my own fucking build. As it turns out, this actually works, because I got a random stat every level and every upgrade. Eventually, I became very well-rounded, which is incredibly ironic and wasn't intended. But intention is not something Megabonk cares about. Chuck'em's going to the fucking moon. For example, Birdo's passive lets him float slowly down. In theory, this can protect you from fall damage. In practice, with enough jumps, this is less of a passive and more of an active way to mass bombing run goblin villages. Ever since I played Birdo, I've never looked back. Do I regret spawn killing undead children? Sometimes. Would I do it again in a heartbeat? The very first character I fell in love with was Calcium, primarily because he has a fucking skateboard. His passive is Speed Demon, so obviously the canonical build is to stack as much agility as possible. It might not be the best choice, but it's definitely the correct one. Mega Chad is exactly as his name insinuates. Pretty much anyone can enjoy this character. It suits those who have a room temperature IQ and ignore game mechanics, primarily due to his passive, which shifts his muscular fiber into synthol. This is the perfect character if you have extreme body dysmorphia, in which you might also enjoy Ogre. I'll be honest though, alongside Athena, he's just kind of boring. He's slow, has a generic passive, and overall, his best aspect is his weapon, which is honestly better used elsewhere. Playing used to be the strongest character, but more on that later. If you love McCree, Cole Cassidy, Bandit, or Spaghetti Westerns, play Cleforic. With 1% crit chance every level, he ends up with damage output other characters could only dream of. Robinette is the quintessential day trader. Save your money, invest in long-term stocks, then proceed to die at 5 minutes. I relate heavily to Robinette. However, I refuse to play her because I'd rather spend my money and play as the monkey who climbs walls, buildings, and even the edge of the map. Monkey really is the character for those who love to break their space bar. Additionally, he starts with bananas. Bananas are amazing. The bigger their size, the more you can utilize their golden dome effect. Tony McZoom is pretty good. I have nothing wrong with him. He's just not Calcium. Bush is the first time I found out you can actually aim in this game. I, however, did not realize you could turn it off. So I spent the entire first time playing as Bush overheating my brain. Please, I just need a fucking break, man. Trying to hit every single enemy. Noelle is another furry. 0 out of 10. A Mog. I would love to play as a Mog if I didn't have a better method of crop dusting rat poison. Spaceman should be great. His passive provides you with XP bonuses every level. However, when you get hit by an enemy, he fucking flies, which is quite funny until the 12th time it happens. Bandit is the strongest character in the game. This is hell, primarily because he has infinite attack speed scaling, and all the strongest builds rely on hit effects. However, early game on the sicko makes me want to abuse substances. Ninja is in no way stealthy, since every living being in the nearest half a mile charges straight towards him. You cannot hide, you cannot run, and that's why I carry as many guns as possible. Vlad is cool, just wish blood magic scaled harder. Last but not least, Sir Chadwell. Basically, he's Sir Oofy, but has a good weapon with the twist of increasing difficulty every single level, which is great if you high roll into some good early items, and if you don't, smash your head into the nearest drywall. But that's Megabonk in a nutshell. Load in, low roll on your items, die, then do it all over again. I've heard people identify this game as dopamine sloth, and while that's not incorrect, what game isn't? Every day, we log into a video game to waste time, to distract ourselves from life.
I need a cigarette.
Every time you watch a video on YouTube or watch a Twitch streamer, you're there for dopamine sloth.
If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you.
That's why I wholeheartedly believe enjoy whatever slop you're provided, because there's no guarantee you will actually enjoy what you're doing. In a world filled with infinite games, Megabonk hits the spot. More specifically, abusing broken shit is fucking great. Fortunately, because the game is made by one guy, he works a bit slow, which can result in a lot of unintended game mechanics. I could spend the rest of the video talking about tomes or items, but what's good and what is bad will eventually be outdated. And running anything that's not size tome gives me depression, because despite what everyone may tell you, size does matter. And at the moment, I'm quite large. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, check out my other video on Battlefield 6. More videos to come in the near future. I also stream consistently on Twitch. However, with the current climate and landscape on Twitch, I'm not sure for how much longer. In the meantime, thanks to those of you who support the Goon Fleet via Patreon, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video.